What if I told you that the most powerful thing you can do isn't to speak, but to simply be? Imagine walking into a room, and without saying a word, your presence shifts everything. The way you carry yourself, your energy, it doesn't ask for attention, but it commands respect. You become a force that disrupts the space around you. Are you ready to embrace your power? This is for the women who know they're more than what the world says they should be. It's time to stop shrinking, stop chasing, and start owning the space you deserve. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the atmosphere change instantly? Not because you spoke, but because your presence spoke volumes. It wasn't just your attitude, it was your aura. It wasn't about making noise or asking for attention. It was about radiating a quiet confidence that others can't ignore. People feel it before you even open your mouth. You don't need to announce your worth, because the energy you carry already does it for you. When your aura is that powerful, it doesn't need to scream. It doesn't beg for validation. It disrupts the energy in the room without a single word. People may shift uncomfortably, feeling the weight of your energy, but this isn't your problem. It's theirs. It's the power of a woman who knows her worth without needing to announce it. A woman who walks into a space and demands respect just by being herself. This is the power of owning your energy, not shrinking to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. Your mere presence isn't intimidating. It's magnetic. You don't ask for space. It creates itself around you. And when you enter a room with that kind of energy, even the most insecure feel the impact. They can't handle it. But that's not on you. This is your truth, your power. And it's time the world recognizes it. You may have noticed it before. When you walk into a room, something shifts. The conversation dies down. The air feels different. You didn't ask for it. You didn't force it. It's just your energy taking over. This isn't arrogance. It's alignment. The way you carry yourself, grounded, unshaken, speaks louder than any words you could utter. Imagine yourself at a meeting or social gathering. Before you even speak, all eyes turn toward you. Not because you're the loudest or the most dramatic, but because you possess an unshakable calm. You are confident in your skin, and that confidence ripples through the room. Others start to feel uncomfortable, and it's not because of anything you've done. It's because your peaceful power exposes their internal chaos. It happens when you don't engage in drama. You simply observe, remaining quiet, letting your stillness speak for itself. And in that silence, you expose the insecurity of those around you. It's not your fault that they feel threatened by your calmness. It's just that your energy shows them what they are lacking, and that's uncomfortable for them. But for you, it's liberating. You don't need to try to be noticed. Your presence makes sure you are. Some people can't handle your silence, especially those who are used to chaos and noise. When you don't chase attention, when you remain emotionally steady and grounded, it unsettles them. Imagine being in a room with someone who constantly craves validation, and then you step in completely unaffected by the need for applause or recognition. Your peace, your stillness, becomes a mirror to their insecurities, and they feel exposed. It's the silent intimidation that triggers insecurity without you saying a word. They expect drama, they expect noise, but you give them peace. And in your silence, you show them how little their drama matters. You know your worth without having to shout about it. When someone pulls away, you don't chase after them. You simply let them go unfazed. You know that what is meant for you will never pass you by. This, my love, is the kind of strength that most people can't understand. It's not about what you say or do, it's the energy you carry. You are unapologetically yourself, and that alone is enough to disrupt their fragile sense of self. You've probably been called too much or too intense at some point. That's not your problem. It's the discomfort with what they see in you. When you are emotionally grounded, unshaken by the whims of others, you trigger something deep within them. They can't understand how you maintain your peace when their world is chaos. Your strength, your calmness, shakes the ground they stand on, and they can't handle it. People around you are used to emotional chaos, relationships built on constant ups and downs, friendships fueled by gossip, careers driven by insecurity. But not you. You found balance. You've done the work. And when you walk into a room, your grounded energy becomes a reminder of what they are missing. They're afraid of that reminder, so they try to dim your light. They may even say you've changed, when in reality you've just grown. Your growth, your stability, your inner peace is threatening to them because they haven't done the work to get there themselves. But that's not your burden to carry. You can't shrink to make them comfortable. You are a force that moves forward, whether they are ready or not. There's something deeply spiritual about a woman who has done the inner work. You don't need to force your truth onto others because your very presence is a reflection of their own truth. They may not like it, they may even try to avoid it, but the truth is, you are the mirror they fear to look into. Not because you reflect their beauty, but because you show them the parts of themselves they have been avoiding. You sit in silence, and people start to confess things they never intended to share. They don't even know why it happens, they just feel compelled to speak to you, to open up. This isn't because you're trying to heal them, it's because your energy disarms them. It makes them drop their masks, their pretensions. They see themselves in you, and it forces them to confront the truth they've been running from. And that's what's uncomfortable. Not your presence, but what your presence reveals about them. You become the unspoken challenge that shakes their foundations, the one who makes them question everything they've believed about themselves. Boundaries are power, and you've mastered them. You don't let others dictate your worth, your time, or your energy. When you walk into a room, people know that you are not to be disrespected. Your energy demands space, but it does so with elegance. You don't need to yell, you don't need to push. You simply exist, and people respect that. At work, at home, with friends, you have learned to say no without guilt. You protect your peace with unshackable boundaries, and anyone who tries to cross them is reminded of your strength. This may intimidate some, but it's a trait that keeps you centered. You are not afraid to stand your ground, to walk away from things that no longer serve you. It's the kind of power that doesn't need to be shouted. You are a fortress, and the world knows better than to try and break through your walls. Your boundaries aren't about control. They're about self-respect. And when you respect yourself, the world respects you right back. You have an innate ability to elevate every room you enter. Whether you're sitting quietly in a corner or leading a conversation, your energy lifts the atmosphere. People can't help but be drawn to you because you radiate peace and strength. Even if they don't understand it, they feel it. It's the way you carry yourself with grace, the way you speak with intention, and the way you listen without judgment. You make people feel seen and heard, even when you say nothing at all. Your presence is a balm for those who are struggling, a spark for those who are dimming. When you walk into a room, it's like the light shifts. This energy isn't about trying to be the center of attention. It's about being grounded in who you are and letting the world respond to that energy. You don't need validation. Your energy gives without needing anything in return, and that is what makes you unforgettable. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. This is the truth of a woman who knows her worth. You no longer beg for attention or validation. You don't need to. The world notices you, not because you demand it, but because you are walking in alignment with your purpose. This energy draws people to you, both those who are ready to rise and those who are still too afraid to face their own growth. You don't chase love, success, or admiration. You attract them naturally because you are clear about who you are and what you bring to the table. And when others see that certainty, they can't help but be pulled in. You don't need to explain yourself. Your presence is explanation enough. People can feel your self-respect, your confidence, your calm. And the ones who can't handle it will fall away. But those who are ready for that level of authenticity, they will be drawn to you like a magnet. You are a catalyst for growth. When people encounter you, they're forced to confront their own limitations. You inspire them to rise, to heal, to evolve. And while this is uncomfortable for some, it's exactly what others need to take the next step in their journey. You don't do this by pointing fingers or lecturing. You do this by simply living in your truth. When people see you living authentically, when they see you breaking through your own challenges and emerging stronger, they start to question why they aren't doing the same. Your strength and resilience become the blueprint they didn't know they needed. This is why some people will distance themselves from you. They're not ready for the kind of growth your presence demands. But for those who are, your energy becomes a guiding light, showing them that they too can rise. You've stopped apologizing for who you are. The world may try to make you shrink, make you feel like you need to apologize for your power, your confidence, your energy. But not anymore. You are unapologetically authentic, and that authenticity is your greatest asset. You no longer need to dim your light to make others feel comfortable. You've learned to walk in your truth, to own your space without fear. And that, my love, is what makes you so magnetic. You attract what you deserve, not what you settle for. And when you stop chasing validation, you create your own. You don't need approval. You've got something far more powerful: self-respect. When you stop trying to prove yourself, that's when the world really notices you. Your silence, your stillness, your grounded presence speaks louder than any words ever could. You are not here to beg for attention, to chase after people, or to seek validation from anyone. You walk into a room and people take notice, not because of the way you dress, the way you speak, or the way you act, but because of the quiet power you carry within you. Your silence disrupts the noise around you. It's not passive, it's intentional. You don't need to announce your worth. Your actions, your confidence, and your authenticity speak for you. People feel the weight of your presence long before they hear your voice. And those who are still seeking external validation, they're the ones who feel shaken by your quiet strength. You've learned that your energy is a gift, and you no longer waste it on those who aren't ready to see its value. Your silence isn't weakness, it's strength. And when you choose to be still, you force others to confront their own insecurities. You may never fully understand the impact you have on people. They may never tell you how your presence has shifted their life, or how your calmness has inspired them to be more grounded. But trust me, it's happening. You are the person people turn to when they need peace. You are the one who listens without judgment, who provides clarity without words. People notice the way you move through life with purpose, not rushing, not forcing things, just allowing them to unfold as they should. Your energy is contagious, and though you may not always see the immediate effects, you're quietly planting seeds in the lives of those around you. Even in moments of stillness, you teach. You teach people how to be present, how to be true to themselves, and how to walk with integrity in a world that often demands conformity. This is the kind of leadership that doesn't need a microphone. It doesn't need applause. It simply exists quietly but powerfully, and it creates ripple effects that extend far beyond what you can see. Have you ever noticed how people act differently when you're around? They may not be conscious of it, but your energy forces them to adjust. It's not a manipulation, it's simply the way you carry yourself. You don't need to demand attention or approval. You don't even need to speak. Your presence alone is enough to make people feel like they need to step up. This happens not because you're trying to be the center of attention, but because your energy is magnetic. It commands respect without uttering a word. You are the silent force that shifts the room, the one who changes the atmosphere without lifting a finger. And it's not just in social situations. At work, in relationships, even in the smallest interactions, your energy leaves a mark. People feel it long after you've gone. They remember your calmness, your clarity, and your strength. You are unforgettable because you make them feel seen, heard, and valued. Even when you're not actively trying to. You were not born to shrink. You were born to expand, to step into your full potential and own every room you walk into. The world may try to make you feel small, but you are anything but small. You carry the wisdom of generations before you, the strength of women who fought for their place in the world, and the resilience to rise every time you fall. Your journey has shaped you, and now you stand tall in your power. You are not afraid to be seen, to be heard, to take up space. You know that your worth is inherent, and you no longer need to prove anything to anyone. You've learned that the most powerful thing you can do is to be unapologetically yourself. This is your time, this is your moment to shine, and no one can take that away from you. Own it. You deserve it. The world is waiting for you to show up as the full, magnificent woman you were always meant to be. There's power in not apologizing for who you are. In a world that teaches women to be small, to shrink themselves to make others comfortable, you are the exception. You stand tall in your authenticity, and you refuse to apologize for it. You know that the right people will accept you for exactly who you are, and the ones who don't. They're not your people, and that's okay. You don't need to shrink to fit anyone's idea of who you should be. You don't need to minimize your strength, your confidence, or your brilliance. You are unapologetic because you know that being true to yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. And when you refuse to apologize for who you are, you open the door for others to do the same. It's not about being perfect or pleasing everyone around you. It's about embracing your flaws, your quirks, your journey, and owning it all. Because when you are unapologetically yourself, you give others the permission to do the same. There's an undeniable freedom that comes with self-acceptance. When you stop seeking validation, you begin to truly live. You no longer need the approval of others because you've learned to validate yourself. This freedom isn't something you acquire overnight, but it's something you earn through years of growth, self-reflection, and the courage to embrace all parts of who you are. As you step into this new phase of your life, you realize that nothing outside of you can define your worth. The opinions of others, the expectations of society, the pressures of fitting into a mold, all of that fades away when you fully accept yourself. Your confidence no longer depends on the fleeting approval of others. It comes from within. You stand tall, not because you need to, but because you finally realize that you are enough, just as you are. This shift is liberating. It allows you to let go of the people who are holding you back and to make space for those who truly support and appreciate your energy. It opens the doors to real love, real friendships, and a life filled with authenticity. Emotional resilience is the ultimate superpower. Life will throw challenges your way, betrayal, loss, heart touch. But how you respond to these challenges defines your strength. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain, it's about facing it head on, learning from it, and rising stronger. You are the woman who can bend without breaking, who can face the storms of life and still emerge unshaken. This power lies in your ability to stay grounded, even when the world around you is in chaos. When things go wrong, you don't lose yourself. You don't fall apart. You assess, you reflect, and you adjust. The world may try to knock you down, but your foundation is solid. You are unbreakable because you've built yourself with love, self-care, and resilience. The true strength of a woman lies not in her ability to avoid hardships, but in her capacity to stand tall in the face of them. And you, my dear, are the embodiment of that strength. You don't just survive, you thrive. True power is not just about being strong. It's about knowing when to be strong and when to be soft. You are the perfect balance of both. You are fierce when you need to be, but also gentle when the moment calls for it. You've learned that strength doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it's in the quiet moments, in the way you support others, in the way you carry yourself with grace. Your strength is in your ability to embrace your vulnerability. You are unafraid to show your softness, your tenderness, your humanity. But you are equally unafraid to stand your ground, to speak your truth, and to fight for what you believe in. It's this balance that makes you so powerful. You are neither weak nor invincible. You are beautifully human, with the strength to weather anything life throws your way. Letting go is one of the most powerful things you can do. It's not about giving up. It's about freeing yourself from the things that no longer serve you. The people, the habits, the fears, they all take up space that could be filled with something better. By letting go, you make room for growth, for new experiences, and for new energy to enter your life. The more you release, the more you open yourself up to new possibilities. You stop holding on to things that weigh you down, and you start attracting the people and experiences that align with your true self. Letting go isn't a weakness, it's an act of self-love. It's the realization that you are worthy of more than what is currently in your life, and you are ready to make space for it. By letting go, you claim your power. You stop being defined by your past, your mistakes, or the things you thought you couldn't live without. And in that freedom, you discover the strength to create a future that is aligned with who you truly are. There's a power in knowing your worth. When you truly understand what you bring to the table, no one can take that away from you. You no longer need to prove yourself because your value is inherent. The world may try to make you feel small, but you know better. You know that you are a force to be reckoned with, and no one can diminish that. When you recognize your worth, you stop settling for less. You stop allowing people to take advantage of you. You demand respect, not because you need it, but because you know you deserve it. This understanding gives you the courage to walk away from situations that don't align with your value and to make space for those that do. You are the standard. You are the measure by which others should respect and treat you. And when you live with this awareness, nothing can shake you. You stand tall in your worth, and that alone makes you unstoppable. One of the most empowering things you can do is walk away. It's not about giving up. It's about knowing when something no longer serves you. It's about having the strength to leave behind what weighs you down, even when you're attached. Walking away is an act of self-preservation, of maintaining your peace and protecting your energy. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to fight for closure. When you've outgrown a situation, a person, or a chapter in your life, you don't stick around for the sake of comfort. You trust that what's meant for you will never pass you by. The courage to walk away from what doesn't align with your values is a reflection of your self-worth. You are not afraid to let go because you know that by doing so, you make room for something better. Walking away doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It means you know that you deserve more, and you're not willing to settle for anything less than what you are worthy of. Solitude is not something to be feared. It's a gift. When you're comfortable being alone, you stop seeking validation from others. You don't need anyone's approval to feel complete because you have learned to enjoy your own company. You've discovered the strength that comes from being comfortable in your own space, on your own terms. In solitude, you have the space to reconnect with yourself, to heal, and to grow. You stop looking outside yourself for the answers, and instead you turn inward. It's in this space that your most authentic self emerges, free from the distractions and expectations of the world. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means being at peace with yourself, learning to enjoy your own energy, and understanding that you are enough as you are. This kind of peace is powerful. It's a sign that you no longer need the approval of others to feel whole. You are your own best company, and that alone is a form of freedom. For so long, you've been taught to strive for success, to hustle, to constantly be doing something to prove your worth. But true power comes from a shift, moving from striving to simply being. You don't need to chase after success. When you align with your true self, success follows naturally. You stop forcing things, stop trying to control every aspect of your life, and instead, you trust the process. The universe works in mysterious ways, and when you stop pushing, when you stop trying to make everything happen on your terms, you open yourself up to receive what is truly meant for you. Success isn't about grinding day and night. It's about living with intention, making decisions that align with your values, and trusting that everything will fall into place. This shift allows you to relax into the flow of life. You don't chase what's meant to be yours. You simply let it come to you. And in that space of being, you discover that you are more than enough, just as you are. The energy you carry leaves an impression long after you've walked away. People will remember how you made them feel, how you showed up in the world, and how you lived with authenticity. Your legacy isn't about what you achieved or how much money you made. It's about the impact you had on those around you. The legacy of a powerful woman is built on her ability to love herself, to stand firm in her truth, and to create positive change in the world. It's about leaving a mark that encourages others to rise, to be their best selves, and to walk in their own power. Your energy is your legacy. Your ability to shift the atmosphere, to wake people up to their own potential, is what will last long after you're gone. The true measure of success is not in what you accumulate, but in the lives you touch. And you, my love, have already begun to create a legacy that will inspire others for generations to come. This is your reminder you are enough. You don't need to chase, beg, or shrink to be worthy. Your power is in your presence, in your energy, and in your authenticity. You are a force to be reckoned with, and no one can take that away from you. So, walk through life with your head held high, own your space, own your energy, own your truth. You were not meant to be small, and you were not meant to fit in. You were born to stand out, to awaken, and to create a ripple effect that will leave the world better than you found it. If you felt inspired by this message, like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And for more empowering stories and wisdom, make sure to visit our channel. Let's continue to rise together unapologetically.